Paul C. Toomey coming at you from Erratic Press. Hope everybody's doing well. I was just watching this great Laurel and Hardy short called A Perfect Day from 1929, and it's on this restored Blu-ray set, which I just sprung for. It's got two Blu-rays filled with restored Laurel and Hardy shorts and lots of cool extras, and highly recommend that one. And I watched this sequence here, and let's just run this, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Why don't you do something to help me?
What can I do?
Throw out the clutch. That's easy. Now,
So I always kind of felt sorry for Stan when I would see that happen. it it looks pretty painful. I mean, that's a pretty convincing stunt when you think about it. First thing I want to call your attention to, actually, let's go back a little further, is the sound that the clutch makes when Stan throws it out, which was a common phrase back then. Just meant open the clutch. So did you hear that? I mean, that's the actual sound, and it's pretty convincing. You can tell that that thing is made of metal and it is solid. Okay. So that helps set up the gag. And now here's Hardy, and now there's going to be, actually, let's go back a few frames. Yeah, okay. So he's picked it up now, and we did a cut, right? From here to here. And I thought maybe in the cut they had switched the metal prop for one that's rubber. And it does look a lot like the one in the previous scene. Hardy shows it to us, and you can see it's got this sort of diamond-shaped end or shovel-shaped end on it, and it's basically an L or an L bracket. You know, I don't know if it's a bracket, but it's in a L shape. So, oh, sorry, hit the wrong key. Okay. So now we have the cut close up, and going frame by frame forward, you can see it's the same piece. He's holding it in a different orientation now, and the shovel-shaped end is on the bottom. So they either very cleverly made an exact rubber duplicate, or that's the actual metal piece that Stan threw out of the car. Now, notice how well Hardy sells this. Hardy was an actor performing comedy, whereas Stan Laurel was a comedian creating comedy. And that's one reason why it's such a pleasure to watch these two men work, because you get a broad range of performance between the two of them. Look how well Stan is just being perfectly still, and Hardy is doing all the work here. He is selling this gag so well with his expressions of disgust, his glance at the camera, yanking his body language and yanking the hat off Stan. It's done with such anger. So you really believe that he is going to an extreme here in anger, and he's going to bean his buddy in a kind of a shocking way. Okay, here it comes. Oh, let's back up a little bit. Notice how Stan stays perfectly still until the very last second, and then he flinches, so now he's helping sell it. But that's all Stan has done. He's just doing this. He's lifted his shoulders a bit, and now the thing is flying off his head and bounced off, and it's swirling in the air. But wait a second. Wait. What do we have here? What's that in Hardy's hand? By golly, he seems to have the piece in his hand, but he's kind of palming it. It's so long he probably can't palm all of it. And our attention is on the thing flying in the air, not Hardy's arm. And now Stan's selling it big. It's Stan's turn to perform. And he tries to make himself look as ridiculous as he can. So let's back this up again and take a slightly closer look here. Okay, here we go. Now, watch where Hardy's hand goes. You may have spotted it already. Yeah, he's not actually hitting Stan in the head, is he? He's going in front of Stan's head with this heavy piece of metal, I should say. That's trust between the two partners. And so he's actually faking the hit and palming the prop. So how do they get this other piece that's flying up? There's a second piece there. I'm thinking, well, maybe it's on a string, but how do they get it to rotate like that? And then the simplest answer is usually the best. There's someone behind the car, crouched down, who threw it up in the air and just flipped it. And they just had to get the timing right so that it's convincing. And it's very convincing. It really looks like it hits Stan's head and flies off of it. Now, this was Laurel and Hardy's fourth sound short, 1929. The jazz singer came in 1927, the historical first movie that was a talkie. And so sound was pretty new, but look how innovative they are. Look what the sound, so we had the realistic sound of the crank, the clutch, hitting the ground, okay, but now we do a fake sound. And that's funny in itself because it suggests the hollowness of Stan's brain. But it also sells the joke. So there you go. There's the magic of Laurel and Hardy.